Alright, hey guys, so yesterday there was a new Humble Bundle. This one's called the Great GameMaker Games Bundle, and it includes a bunch of games that were made in the GameMaker Studio game engine. If you are new to game design or game development, you might want to check out the software on the Steam store. It is rather pricey, but there has been some really good games that have come out of it. But this bundle is full of games. There's a lot of games here. It's a really good bundle overall. The first tier only includes 2 games for just $1. You're getting Cook Serve Delicious, which is a rather addictive restaurant style management game that has overwhelmingly positive reviews at 95% positive, so definitely a great game there. Then we have a game called Black Hole, which is a 2D hardcore platformer with some rather interesting gravity shifting puzzles. So both of these games I would definitely recommend for just $1. Both of them do include trading cards, so it's certainly worth getting the first tier. And then the rest of this bundle is quite strange just because the third tier has 7 games in it and the second tier only has 4 games. In previous Humble Bundles, usually the third tier has like 2 or 3 good games and then most of the value is in the second tier. This game has it kind of flipped. So as you can see, the second tier is priced at $8.34 just because most people are picking up the third tier at $12. So it's only a couple dollar difference. So if I were to recommend, I would probably suggest just buying the whole complete bundle instead of picking up the second tier. So either the first tier or the third tier, one or the other. I'd probably skip getting the second tier if you can. But the second tier has 4 games. You're getting Kingsway, which is a rather unique RPG. It has sort of like a Windows 95 type user interface. Looks very interesting. Very good reviews as well. And then there's Cook Serve Delicious 2, which is expanding on the first game, more recipes and so forth. And then there's a game called Kuso, which is a minimalist platformer. It's the sequel to a game called Love. I played through Love a couple times and really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to playing Kuso. And then Solstice is more of a, I guess you would call it a mystery thriller adventure game. I'm not the biggest fan of adventure games, so I don't know too much about it, but if you're looking for more of a story focused game, Solstice looks rather interesting. And then moving on to the third tier, which certainly has the most value, you're getting 7 games here. You're getting Alone with You, which is more of like a sci-fi visual novel. I really don't know too much about that game. Then we have Rivals of Aether, which is a 2D fighting game, very similar to Super Smash Bros. Great fun to play with friends. Then we have Way of the Passive Fist, which is an arcade style beat 'em up that honestly looks super fun. It has 90% positive reviews currently on Steam. Then we have a game called Crashlands, which looks very appealing. It's a top-down 2D open world survival game with a lot of crafting, base building, exploring, and loads of different creatures to fight. I'm pretty sure there's bosses as well. You can also play this locally in co-op, which would be super fun. Next is a game called Soft Body. It looks very minimalist and rather abstract, where you play as this like snake-like creature and you're sort of painting the world with your body. It looks rather interesting and pretty relaxing at the same time. I'm always a big fan of unique indie games, and this definitely just looks very different from what you're used to. And then we have 12 is Better Than 6. This game has been bundled quite a few times in the past, but it's a hardcore top-down shooter, very similar to the likes of games like Hotline Miami, where if you get hit, you die instantly, so you have to be very careful, and it's very fast-paced, and you have to be very precise and try not to get hit at the same time. So that's a good game for those of you who like top-down shooters. And then the final game is called Don't Sink. This is a pirate-themed adventure game with pixel-style graphics. It looks pretty charming to me and definitely worth checking out. So that's pretty much the entire bundle here. Again, like I said, I would suggest either picking up the first tier for just $1 or the entire bundle for $12. I know that's rather expensive, but you're getting a lot of games here. In total, you're getting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games for $12. So I think it's a good deal, especially considering all of these games. I believe all of them do have Steam trading cards, and they all have really good reviews as well. Before you decide to pick up the bundle, make sure you use my referral link in the description below if you want to help support me and this channel. You can just click on that link, and then before you buy the bundle, you can scroll down to the bottom. You can choose where your money goes, and if you want to help support me in this channel, you can change the slider however much you like. So whatever you decide to purchase, you can actually send me as much of that as you like, or you can split it between Humble Bundle, charity, or the developer. servers. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this bundle. So going forward, I do want to mention that I did miss last week's bundle, which was the Paradox Interactive 2019 bundle. I was busy visiting a friend out of the country, but you still have another week to pick this one up if you're interested. I didn't really find it to be that appealing, but if you're into grand strategy games, you might really find this bundle to be quite enjoyable. So the first tier includes 4 games. You're getting Age of Wonders 2, which is a very old game, Darkest Hour, a Hearts of Iron game. I'm pretty sure that's pretty old as well. And then you're getting Magica 2, which is a really fun like top-down action RPG that you can play with like 4 players online in co-op. Great game if you have friends to play with, and I definitely recommend picking up the first dollar tier if you have some buddies to play Magica 2 with. You also get Crusader Kings 2, which is another grand strategy game. The second tier, which is at $5.71, includes Age of Wonders 3, which I've heard really good things about, and then you get the expansion to Crusader Kings 2, so you get some DLC, and you're getting Europa Universalis 4. I've heard really good things about that game as well. So if you're into grand strategy games, there's a lot of good games here. If you're into games like Civilization and so forth, or like the Total War series, some of these games are actually really fun and very time consuming as well. Moving on to the third tier, you're only getting 1 game here. The rest are just DLC packs. You're getting Steel Division Normandy 44, which is a World War II style strategy game, or I guess you would call it an RTS. It's pretty enjoyable. I know some people really get addicted to games like this where you are like, it's very realistic and you're like pushing up and trying to capture land with your units and a bunch of tank battles and so forth. So that's a really good game, and there it's very high price on Steam at $40. So some of you might find the third tier to be worthwhile, but it's really up to you if you're into strategy games or not. Overall, I don't think it's the greatest bundle in the world or anything, but again, if you do decide to pick up this bundle, make sure you use my referral link in the description below, and again, you can choose to send me however much of your purchase as you like, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to those of you who do that. And then finally, I just want to mention that the Humble Monthly for this month has some great games. You're getting Earth Defense 4.1, which is another fantastic game to play with friends online. It's basically a game where aliens are invading the planet and you're trying to stop them, and there's all sorts of crazy enemies and crazy missions and loads of different weapons to choose from. And then there's Warhammer Vermintide 2, which is similar to the Left 4 Dead series, another great multiplayer game to play with friends, and then Cultist Simulator, which is a card game. So if you're new to the Humble Monthly, it's $12 a month. You can use my referral link if you want to help me out, but you also get some DRM free games if you are a Humble Monthly subscriber just by clicking on this Visit the Trove. There's 60 plus DRM free games that you can download, and you also get 10% off the Humble store. So that's it for this video. Kind of went through it rather quickly, but I definitely think the GameMaker Games bundle is pretty great, and especially if you decide to pick up the full bundle, there's a lot of good indie games here, and I'm a big fan of indie games, so it's worthwhile for me, but there's not any like AAA games here, so some of you may be disappointed. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.